Hey guys, welcome back to Entrepreneur Pod. Today we'll talk about why Mark Zuckerberg is evil. Let's head into it. Patriot Act hire.
Well, why don't we start with just the early days?
This month, Facebook hired Jennifer Newstead as its new general counsel, a Trump-appointed lawyer who co-wrote the Patriot Act, the Bush-era law that allowed for warrantless wiretapping among other government mass surveillance abuses. Facebook praised the hire. Number 24. Lacks privacy. Lacks privacy exposed 6 million accounts. A white hat hacker in 2013 found a bug exposing the email addresses and phone numbers of 6 million Facebook users to anyone who had some connection to the person or knew at least one piece of their contact information. Number 23. Lobbying for surveillance. Secretly lobbying for surveillance, expanding the cybersecurity bill CISA, while claiming they weren't. Number 22. A bug exposed photos. A bug exposed photos from 6.8 million users. The bug allowed third-party developers the ability to access users' photos, including those that have been uploaded to Facebook servers, but not publicly shared on any of its services. Number 21. Selling user data. Mark Zuckerberg discussed selling user data, even after claiming that he wouldn't, and used Facebook data trove to punish rivals and help friends. Number 20. Recording call logs of Android users. Facebook got caught collecting SMS and call metadata from users of their app on Android phones, sweeping up names, phone numbers, and the lengths of each call made or received. Number 19. Security breach. A breach of Facebook's computer systems left the personal information of 30 million users exposed. Searches, locations, names, phone numbers, and more. It was the largest breach in the company's history. Number 18. Unencrypted passwords. Hundreds of millions of Facebook and Instagram users had their passwords stored in plain text for years, some going back to 2012. Passwords were unencrypted and easily searchable by Facebook employees. Number 17. Used for ads. Phone numbers given to Facebook for increased security via two-factor authentication were repurposed for targeted ads by the company. To opt out, users would have to turn off phone number-based two-factor authentication. Number 16. Psychological experimentation. Facebook admitted it ran experiments on hundreds of thousands of users to test how emotions spread on the site. Users, uninformed, had their news feeds manipulated by Facebook researchers to see more negative or positive posts, to study whether users reacted by posting more negative or positive content. Number 15. Racist ads. Facebook allowed users to purchase ads targeted towards racist interests, like Jew hater or Nazi party, profiting from the sale of ads to users with those interests. Number 14. Facebook allowed employers to exclude women from ads. Facebook allowed employers to target ads exclusively to men, violating the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which makes discrimination based on sex illegal. Number 13. Lobbying against privacy legislation in California and federally. Despite Zuckerberg's opinion piece in the Washington Post publicly calling for privacy regulation, Facebook's public policy team lobbied to prevent such legislation from passing in California. Number 12. Tracking non-users. If a website embeds Facebook features like the like button, even if the visitor doesn't have a Facebook account, Facebook is tracking you and shares your demographic data with advertisers. Number 11. Data deals with device makers. Facebook gave preferential access to user information to over 60 device makers, like Apple and Samsung. These deals are currently under criminal investigation by federal prosecutors. Number 10. Smear consultants. In the wake of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, instead of working substantively on internal reforms, Facebook's policy team went on an aggressive public relations campaign, hiring a right-leaning public affairs group to smear, among others, the left-leaning billionaire George Soros. Number 9. Onavo spying. Facebook for years used an app called Onavo to learn how long users spent on competing apps and what websites they visited, using this information to, for instance, buy WhatsApp for $19 billion. Ultimately, Apple booted Onavo out of the App Store. Number 8. Beacon. One of Facebook's early advertising programs, Beacon automatically notified friends when users brought something without obtaining prior consent. Zuckerberg ended up apologizing and giving users the option to opt out. Number 7. Manufacturing user consent. In 2010, while rolling out granular privacy control features, Facebook baked in a new default that resulted in users sharing updates publicly. The new feature pushed users to share their status as well as pictures publicly by default, instead of sharing with friends only. By 2011, Facebook would be forced to sign settlements with the FTC and the European Union's Privacy Office, promising not to change users' privacy settings without proper notice and opt-in, and Zuckerberg was forced to apologize. Number 6. Tracking unposted content. Back in 2013, a study revealed that Facebook was tracking metadata on statuses and posts, even if users decided not to submit those posts. Number 5. Deleting Palestinian accounts. Facebook admitted in 2016 that it was following the direction of the American and Israeli governments and deleting accounts of the Palestinians for incitement, a standard they did not hold for accounts from other nationalities. Number 4. Special access for tech giants. Facebook gave certain business partners like Amazon and Netflix preferential access to user data, allowing the tech giants to skirt the company's usual privacy rules in order to grow its user base and attract more advertising revenue. Number 3. Climate deniers as fact checkers. Enlisting Koch-funded climate deniers as fact checkers in their effort to combat fake news. Number 2. Shutting down activist pages. In its zeal to combat Russian trolls on its site, Facebook accidentally shut down the page of a grassroots activist group in Washington, D.C., as it planned a counter-protest to a white nationalist rally in the capital. Number 1. Sharing user data with advertisers. A privacy loophole discovered in 2010 allowed advertisers to gain access to individual users' information, like names, ages, hometowns, and jobs. Facebook shut down the loophole quickly after being exposed. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.